Shalom, everyone. It's good. It's good for us to be together again, and we are now back up here in the Abbess Sanctuary. So we will open our service first with the singing of Lechuna Ranana on page 12, and then we will continue from there.
Here we go. Lechuna Ranana LaAdonai Naria Letzur Yishenu. Lechuna Ranana LaAdonai Naria Letzur Yishenu. Nikadma Fana Betoda Bizmirot Naria Lo. Nikadma Fana Betoda Bizmirot Naria Lo. Okay, that's your last chance. Here we go. Lechuna Ranana LaAdonai Naria Letzur Yishenu. Lechuna Ranana LaAdonai Naria Letzur Yishenu. Nikadma Fana Betoda Bizmirot Naria Lo. Nikadma Fana Betoda Bizmirot Naria Lo.
I'd like to invite Mark Lamb to offer some words of welcome, and we have a microphone right there on the table in the center, so you can actually speak from there, if that's okay.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Welcome.
Shabbat Shalom.
Oh, well, first I wanted to thank Lee for that wonderful preneg. Thank you so much, Lee. That was really, really great. The cake was wonderful. Thank you. Really made. I mean, I think that was kind of like dinner.
Who's taking all the leftovers, Mark? Who's taking the leftovers of that cake?
And a couple of announcements. So we have a couple of things coming up, exciting things. On the 26th, which is Saturday night, the Cantor is having an open house for us and for people who you want to bring. And so please try to come. There's a Havdalah, and but you got to register for it. So go on to our website and register for that. And then on the 27th, this is a quasi-temple event. It's the Marlins game. A bunch of us are all going to be there. If you want to go, you can get tickets and join all of us. That should be fun in the afternoon. And the other thing I wanted to remind you of is that the food drive is still going on, and they really do need it. And it's non-perishable items like peanut butter, tomato sauce, things like that that you can bring, cans of things you can bring in, and it's for Curly House Food Bank. So it's really important. Please try to do that. Bring that food in. And everyone have a wonderful Shabbat, peaceful, happy Shabbat. Thank you.
Thank you.
As we get ready to light the Shabbat candles and make Kiddush, first we want to do a special Shehechianu for being back here in the Abbess Sanctuary. So please join us in thanking God for allowing us to be together for this moment here in this holy space.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
We are celebrating birthdays and wedding anniversaries tonight, so I want to invite all of those with birthdays this month to join us for the candlelighting and Kiddush. Rennick, I know that you are going to be able to join us for that.
Yeah, Mark.
We have, that's right, Mark 2. How many more Kiddush cups do I need to pour? Several people. Okay.
Mine's next week also.
Okay, it's for the whole month. It's not just for this week. So first we are going to light the Shabbat candles. So that's on page 2 in our prayer books. And we're going to light these lights, the Tehillah that I shared with you last week that Debbie Friedman wrote before lighting the Shabbat candles.
Oh, hear my prayer, I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen.
Will you do us the honor of lighting the candles? Thank you. We'll all do the prayer together.
It's a good thing I called you.
Okay. Great, thank you.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Do you know why we cover our eyes with the lighting of the candles? Usually you do the blessing and then you do the action. But since once you welcome Shabbat, you wouldn't be lighting a flame, we light the candles first and then we do the blessing. So the idea is you light the candles and then you hide it from your eyes so you get to see the light after you say the blessing. So that's where the tradition comes from. We have these traditions and we don't know why we do them. That is the origin of why we do that. So just to know. But we are going to continue now with Kiddush, and you will find the words for Kiddush on page 5, and I invite you each to take a cup.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, b'shabbat kodsho, b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh bereishit, ki hu yom tehillah lemikra'ei kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'charta קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני. מקדש השבת, 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 מקדש השבת. אמן. לחיים.
And now I want to offer a special birthday blessing. Don't go anywhere yet. God of days and years, author of life, our times are in your hand, and we thank you for the blessing of life and for all that enriches our lives. We gathered today in special thankfulness to share in the happiness of your birthdays and of those celebrating August birthdays. Be with them always in the joy of their life. It's the joy of their life, and may you be blessed with health and happiness and with the strength to overcome sickness and sorrow. May we have the joy of coming together for many more years, united by mutual reverence and love, and then will all our lives be filled with abundance of blessing. And we are going to sing together because it's Shabbat and we're here. We're going to sing happy birthday to you in Hebrew, Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you. We continue in celebration of Shabbat with the singing of Mizmor Shir on page 22 in Kabbalat Shabbat, and then we'll go to Lechadodi from there on page 20, but we start on page 22.
Mizmor, Mizmor Shir, Shir leyom haShabbat. Mizmor, Mizmor Shir, Shir leyom haShabbat. Try it. Mizmor, Mizmor Shir, Shir leyom haShabbat. Mizmor, Mizmor Shir, Shir leyom haShabbat. The whole world is waiting to sing the song of Shabbat. The whole world is waiting to sing the song of Shabbat. And I am also waiting to sing the song of Shabbat. And I am also waiting to sing the song of Shabbat. Yalai, lalai, yalai, yalai, lalai, yalai, yalai, lalai, yalai, lalai. One more time. Yalai, lalai, yalai, yalai, lalai, yalai, lalai, yalai, page 20. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Yala la 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 lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Ishmi'anu el hayuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem lo tiferet v'liti la 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 lechadodi, likrat likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lechadodi, likrat likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תפילה לה 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 לחג.
Many and our faults are great. It has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages the vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. All right, we're going to walk. We are walking in the light of God. 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 We are walking. We are walking. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking. We are walking. We are walking in the light of God. Michamocha ba'elim Adonai, Michamocha nehedar b'kodesh. Michamocha ba'elim Adonai, Michamocha nehedar b'kodesh. No ra, tehilot, tehilot, osef ele. Here's your chance. No ra, tehilot, osef ele. Come on, let's walk. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God.
We continue on page 42 with our prayer for evening, the Hashkivenu.
Understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Lishalom. V'ha'amidenu, Shomreinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu, Sukkot Shomecha. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Lishalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
We continue now in celebration of Shabbat with the singing of Vishamru, and you'll find the words on the top of page 44.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. בני ובן בני ישראל, בני ישראל אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Please rise for the tefillah, beginning on page 46.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanora, Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, v'Konei HaKol, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. מוריד הטל, מקלקל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל HaKadosh.
Please be seated. We continue on page 55. Page 55. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. Together, may all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. I offer an introductory reading for the Hoda'ah prayer on gratitude. When you gaze upon the horizon and take a breath, catch your breath and realize that you can live with light and goodness. Do not look away, practice hope. And when you do, you practice gratitude. So at this time in our service, we're going to take some time to share things for which you feel blessed, feel grateful, and gratitude. And we do have a microphone, and we're going to pass it around so anybody who wants to speak will be able to speak directly and be heard both for those in the sanctuary and those who are on Zoom as well. So if we have somebody who's willing to handle the microphone to pass it around, anyone who would like to share, we invite you to share.
I'm just going to start and say I'm grateful to be back at the Bertha Abbas Sanctuary.
I second my friend in that I'm very grateful to be back here in this beautiful sanctuary, and a special gratitude now to be here with my family. The kids just arrived in Lily, so that's wonderful. And gratitude, I have a lot of gratitude for gratitude, having gratitude every day. It keeps us going.
I would like to throw that in that I'm also grateful to be here in the sanctuary, but I'm also grateful for lessons with Rabbi Barbara today on how to blow the shofar. It was really wonderful. Thank you so much.
As always, I am always grateful for my wonderful girlfriend, and I love your little smile. I'm going to piggyback off some gratefulness here. I'm also grateful to be back in the sanctuary. Stop me if you heard that one before. And I am also grateful for shofar lessons with Rabbi Barbara today. It was really awesome. And also, I'm just grateful for all of you every week. I always look forward to being here and talking with you and prayers and everything, and it's just always something that brightens my week. Who else wanted it?
So I am grateful to be here with all of you, and I will piggyback off of that. It's wonderful to have this community. And also, I'm particularly grateful for having returned from a wonderful time in the Blue Ridge Mountains with my parents, and having the privilege of traveling with my husband and my parents as they age. I'm very grateful for that.
I'm grateful that the class I started teaching at night for adult education at Melton has actually really taken off, and I'm really enjoying it and getting a good response. So I'm happy about that.
I'm grateful that I had an amazing weekend last weekend with my family and was able to spend it with my mom. And I'm grateful also that my boss is on vacation, so I get a few days of, so I can get caught up with my work.
Anybody?
I'm grateful for being here in the sanctuary and for Rabbi Barbara, and just for the warmth of being with people who are so familiar, and how much I enjoy being here.
I'm grateful for having very, very special two friends here next to me, and all of you, and for having this community, this temple to call home.
I'm grateful for this temple that I always keep on coming back, one of these days forever, and I always feel like home here. It has a special feeling in this temple.
I'm just grateful to be here with my daughter.
Shara, do you want to say something? Anybody here? Yes, no? Anybody? Yes.
Okay. Well, I have to also piggyback about being grateful to have the service back in the main sanctuary, but I want to elaborate on that. I'm also grateful all the time that we have services in this dynamic and gorgeous building. I think the architects and builders were ahead of their time. Just to give you an example, 8 years a member, I continually admire our state. I think they're beautiful. I am also grateful that Jesus is here tonight with me. And I'm also grateful for a busy but productive work week.
I'm grateful that I have Cantor and Rabbi Barbara to help me prepare for my bar mitzvah. They're really helpful.
I'm grateful to be celebrating my son's bar mitzvah next week, and I'm grateful to be here with my husband, my son, and just how much he's learned here at the temple. I'm very grateful.
I am grateful, as always, to be with the Temple Israel family. family. But you know, I was especially happy this evening earlier to see JP, Lewis, and Jeannie. And it's so great to have them as part of our family.
Alex, you want to say something? Well, the thing is, I have school next week, so I'm grateful to be here, though, yeah. And I'm grateful that I had such a great summer.
I'm grateful for my new friend, Emery. I care about my brother and sister and Malibu, my cat.
He takes after.
Sounds like his brother.
And I will speak briefly for the Cantor and I. We are both grateful for our daughters' good health as they are both carrying our first granddaughters. As we offer thanks, we remember that it's not only thankful for each other, but being thankful for God and the world in which we live, in which we are partners with God in creating and making it a better place. Baruch atah Adonai, Hatov Shimcha Lachana Elohodot. Blessed are you, Adonai. Your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving. We continue with a prayer for peace. We always need prayers for peace, for both shalom and shleimut, wholeness and completeness. Shalom Rav is on page 60.
Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam. Grant us peace, give us courage to face another day. Let your words of hope call us to pray. In every time and season, every heart must be open. In our prayers and blessings, that's when love is spoken. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam. Gather us, your people, in friendship and hope. Israel, a shelter for all. In every time and season, every heart must be open. In our prayers and blessings, that's when love is spoken. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam.
We pray silently, either the words in our own hearts and minds, or one of the prayers you'll find in your prayer books on page 62 and 63.
יהיו לרצון עם רפי והגיון ליבי לפניך יהיו לרצון עם רפי והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי וגואלי אדוני צורי וגואלי יהיו לרצון עם רפי והגיון ליבי לפניך.
This week's Torah portion, Re'eh, begins as the Yom Kippur Torah reading begins, which we are very familiar with, giving us the choices in our actions between blessing and curse, between following the commandments and living up to our part of the breed of the covenant with God or not. We have free will to make our own choices. We also will reap the consequences of our choices. In life, we make choices all the time, but most of our choices are not so black and white as it seems to appear in the Torah, as to which are good choices and actions and which are bad, so we are a bit more challenged in how to sort through the choices we make. And we continue to have options to make choices, so if we make a choice that's not as great one time, we always can make a better one another time as well. Chapter 15 of this portion adds the second part of the sabbatical year. You're familiar in Leviticus, it talks about the land having to rest on the seventh year. It's very agricultural based and focused on the agriculture, the land, the environment. In this week's portion, we are told that the seventh year is the time for the remission of debts, for canceling them. Property returns to its original owner. The sabbatical year is the equalizer in ancient Israeli society. The chapter goes on to say, "There shall be no needy among you if we follow the covenant and God." But wait a minute. We know there are needy among us, and there always have been. So what's this really about? Maybe it's aspirational. Just a few verses later, it tells us that there will never cease to be needy ones in your land. But it continues, "Open your hand to the poor and lend whatever is sufficient to meet the need." We have the responsibilities. We have many responsibilities to those who are in need, and we always have and we always will. The portion also includes tithing for those in need. But it's not only about providing for them, it also is about caring for them as well. I share a quote from Jules Pfeiffer, who wrote somewhat mockingly, "I used to think I was poor. Then they told me I wasn't poor. I was needy. Then they told me it was self-defeating to think of myself as needy. I was deprived. Then they told me deprived was a bad image. I was underprivileged. Then they told me underprivileged was overused. I was disadvantaged. I still don't have a dime, but I have a great vocabulary. So we do sometimes change the words. Some words go in and out, but what the Torah demands of us is sensitivity and material support for those in need. Hence, our caring for one another in our congregation and our community, which includes our food drives, which you already heard about earlier, and other social justice work to care with compassion for others in tangible and in intangible ways. This portion presents us with concrete examples of how we work in partnership with God to improve our world. By taking concrete actions, giving voice to the poor, and promoting sustainable development, the day can come, hopefully, when these words, "There shall be no needy among us," can actually be fact and not fantasy. There's an expression from our mouth to God's ears. We have a long way to go, but sometimes it's working towards the goal. It's not if we'll actually get there, but we can help improve the lives of the people that we care for and that we are concerned about in small ways, as simple as a couple non-perishable food items, as simple as sometimes a smile to someone who we see along the way. There are so many ways, and we need to continue to do those things in a way that is from our heart and out of compassion and love and caring. Shabbat Shalom. Do we have any people here this evening who have anniversaries during the month of August? Okay. This is the time of the service when we will be doing anniversary blessings, and if anyone here or anybody on Zoom wants to do something special for your anniversary, the month of your anniversary, let us know, and we can do special things up here, or whatever else you'd like along, because we share and support each other in times of need. And it's so important to also share in times of celebrating and lifting up the good things along with supporting people in the challenges and the struggles. So we are going to continue with an anthem. It's okay. It's a beautiful song leading us into the month of Elul, which begins next week.
אחת שאלתי מאת אדוני, אחת שאלתי אותה אבקש, אחת שאלתי מאת אדוני, אחת שאלתי אותה נבקש. שביתי שבתי בבית אדוני, שביתי שבתי כל ימי חיי, לחזות בנועם אדוני. ולבקר בהיכלו, לחזות בנועם Adonai, to gaze upon the beauty of One thing I ask you, Adonai, to be with you all of my life. One thing I ask you, Adonai, to be with you all of my life.
We'll be unpacking that text from Psalm 27 and other parts of Psalm 27 throughout the month of Elul, as it is a prayer, a psalm recited daily during the month. And next Thursday and Friday is Rosh Chodesh, and we begin Elul, so you just got a little preview. We continue now with the Misha Berach prayer, and I want to open up the time for you to offer names for our prayers for healing and for peace of mind and strength for those in need of our prayers. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Anyone else have names to? I think you have some names that we gave you before. Okay. Okay, we continue with Misha Berach, and you will find it in your prayer books on page 253.
Misha Berach, Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, hu yivarech v'yirapeh et hacholim. Elna rifana la, Elna rifana la. Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, hu yivarech v'yirapeh et hacholim, hu yivarech v'yirapeh et hacholim.
Our service continues with the Aleinu. Please rise. You'll find the service beginning on page 282 in our prayer books, page 282, and we will be using the prayer at the bottom of the page.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Once the ark is closed, you may be seated. We continue on page 287. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding, loved each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand, but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Together,
Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד. ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד.
We turn in our prayer books to page 294. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and our neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. At this time, when I read the name of your loved ones, please rise. We remember first those who died during the past month: Ruth Greenfield, Gloria Newman, and Samuel Furness Yask. We also read the names of the following people whose yahrzeits occur at this time: Rose Smith Aronson, Ida Bender, Eugenia Berezdovin, Alan L. Bisno, David Samuel Bornstein, Javier Bray, Alvin Cassell, Eugene Krakovaner, Jean Eisenberg, Louis Escol, Samuel W. Fowler, Barbara Louis Fisher, Joseph Garfield, Estelle S. Gerson, Sari Gold, Michael Goodman, Stuart S. Gordon, Lila Green, Betty Grossman, Anna Hecht, Esther Herman, Jerome B. Jackson, Hattie M. Jankauer, Samuel Jacob Canner, Mitchell Mark Kaplan, Celia Landis, Michael Landworth, Frank Levy, Matilda Livian, Goldie K. Levine, Natan Levy, Dora Lieblich, Evelyn Lowenstein, Joseph Mondres, Rose Nadler, Hattie Newman, Jean Goldman Olson, Charles Rappaport, Harry Raskin, Sydney C. Riddell, Rose B. Reisner, Edward Rydell, Harvey L. Salomon, Henry B. Saltman, Rose Schlesinger, Jerome Schwartz, Arnold Cedar, Esther Seldis, Alfred Simon, Jeanette Stone, Catherine Augusta Summers, Millicent Tenenbaum, Catalin Klein Weiler, Dolores Wickman, Frank H. Williamson, Fred W. Wimmer, Lawrence J. Wirtschafter. I invite everyone to please rise as together we recite the words of the Mourner's Kaddish. Yit Kadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah v'yalma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayachon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael b'agala uv'yizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mivarach Le'alam Ulomei Almaya. Yit Barach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitramam V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitalev V'yitalal Shmei D'Kudusha B'richu. Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata Damiran V'yalma V'yimeru. Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chayim Aleinu V'yal Kol Yisrael V'yimeru. Amen. Oseh Shalom b'mirmav hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imiru. Amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn and comfort all who are bereaved. And together we say, Amen. Please be seated. Before we conclude our service with Motzi and our closing song, I want to thank Pat Seymour for the beautiful music and Maria for her technical expertise. Maria Ayerbi for her technical expertise that adds so much to our Shabbat. As you already heard, the pre-nig tonight was sponsored by Lee Rothschild and family, and the flowers this evening are being sponsored by Brian Leslie. So hopefully we will be able to find all kinds of ways to be involved together in our celebration of Shabbat and our support of so many activities at the congregation as we are moving towards the beginning of the Jewish year, coinciding fairly close, within a month of the beginning of the school year, and lots of new things. Hopefully, if you've not yet renewed your membership, you will, and made arrangements to be with us, not only for the high holidays, but all these other events coming up. We are hosting Slichot here this year on the 9th, and so hopefully you'll be with us then as well for a program and a service that we are hosting with Beth David here. And we have lots of other things in the works coming up for the future as well. So please come together and join us so we can make Motzi together here in the center front.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Oh, says Shalom, maker of peace, make peace for us, dear God, on the not only in the heavens but below, where we need you. Oh, says Shalom, Bimromav. Oh, says Shalom, Bimromav. Hu yaseh, hu yaseh, hu yaseh Shalom. Hu yaseh, hu yaseh, hu yaseh Shalom. Hu yaseh, hu yaseh, hu yaseh Shalom. Hallelujah. 1, 2, 3, 4. May the one who brings peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who brings peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who brings peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who brings peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. Oh, say Shalom. Bimromav. Oh, say Shalom. Bimromav. Hu yaseh, hu yaseh, hu yaseh Shalom. Hu yaseh, hu yaseh, hu yaseh Shalom. Hu yaseh, hu yaseh, hu yaseh Shalom. Alleluia. Good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Have a beautiful Shabbat and a beautiful week. We'll be here tomorrow morning for services at 10. Joseph's table at 11:30.